Hello everybody, this is Trickster Cat the Alpha Monster, and I realized I didn't put up my Inktober video. I actually did it this year, and actually completed it, and on time. Yay! So this is going to be a really quick run through because this camera does not have a whole ton of memory, and I need this to be fast, so here we go. I actually started out planning on doing both the actual normal Inktober along with the TS Inktober, which is Thomas Sanders Inktober. Quickly realized that that would utterly destroy me, and I decided to stick with Thomas Sanders Inktober just because I liked the prompts better. They were interesting. This one's September 30th, and draw yourself also on the 1st. It is also very accurate. And this was the one actual normal Inktober picture that I did, which was for Poisonous, and I'd say do Poisonous Person because that's so original. That's also the only Inktober from the normal list that I did. Next! Draw a Halloween monster in abstract. I really should have the prompts in front of me instead of trying to remember them just from looking at the picture. But I'm not going to. Anyway, this one was supposed to be an abstract mummy. Yay! I'm trying to remember the prompt for this one. I think it was from draw something from an internet or show. From the internet. You know what? I'll do a pop-up of what the actual thing prompt was for this one because I cannot remember for the life of me. But these characters are from Camp, and I really liked drawing them. Day 4. Day 5. Day 5 was supposed to be if your favorite kind of candy grew on a tree. My favorite candy is Butterums. So I did this like weird crystal tree. Like one of those little trees. Came out interesting. Oh, and I think this was turn your pet or an animal into a monster or something. I'm going to have to just do little pop-ups of what all the prompts are because I cannot for the life of me remember each of them, and I do not have time to stop. Okay, draw, I think it was a Disney princess, or it could have just been any character, as a character in Star Wars. It is Elsa! And she's, and the species she is actually well known for being like in the cold and like doing all this, and it just really fit her character. Just, it was a dumb reference. Anyway. Oh, this one was for, day 8 was, fuck. This one was, you were supposed to do what you thought that those girls during their sleepover were doing when they weren't on camera or something like that. Do a character from history as a mermaid or merperson. I did a Marie Antoinette mermaid. I like her hair and I like her little floofles, ruffles, things, whatever. It was, this one was draw a song in just like how a song would look if it was just colors and shapes. Fairly interesting. I did a song by the Birthday Massacre called Kill the Lights. Completely blanking on what the prompt was for this one again. I really should have looked out, had the prompts ready when I was doing this one. But I like how this turned out. I think it was like characters from a cartoon in Halloween Town? Something like that. Draw the Sanders sides and what they would be wearing for Halloween. This one was interesting and I spent way too much time on it, and it was the Greek or Roman gods and or goddesses if they had to live as college students. And I did a sleepover of them. I wonder if you can guess who everyone is. I put the answers on my Tumblr, so it's not exactly super difficult. I think this one was redesign a game, like a, or no, it was change the genre of a movie. That's what it was. I was basing this off the movie. Yep. So if Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was a horror movie. This one was a makeup, full face makeup thing for of a character. So like someone doing makeup to look like a character. I did Annabelle from the comic Nightmares and Fairy Tales. This one was something to do, I think it was doing a proper, another turn this into a horror thing or Halloween thing. I think it was, and I picked The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy as a horror series. This one was do your favorite or basically do characters from a musical doing the Thriller dance. This one was the one that I disliked the most just because I realized partway through drawing it, after I'd picked the characters, that they looked like other characters. Basically I picked two characters from a fanfiction I was reading, and it was put them in what they would be wearing for Halloween. Only I realized halfway through that they looked like completely, because they were so specific, because they were the kids of certain characters, they looked like the original characters. And so now it just looks like I ship the original characters, which is interesting. This one was to design a whole restaurant that served a gourmet version of a dessert or a snack food. This is what a gourmet donut restaurant would look like if I was in charge of it. I think it looks good. Need to quicken up. Pokemon Gala dress. Met Gala dress specifically. Harry Potter Magical Girl. Running low on memory. Gonna have to speed this up. Okay, a stained glass window for the ring. If you had to dress up, do a Halloween costume of your favorite and least favorite colors. My favorite is, I did my least favorite and favorite colors. So pink and yellow are my least favorite. Purple and black are my favorite. Whoops. And I'm back! The thing died. I knew it was, didn't have enough thing for the whole video, but whatever. At least I don't have to race too much this time. Okay, down here, it was take some characters and have them trick-or-treating as Peanuts. I think I got a little discombobulated in this one because I think they were actually supposed to be the original characters and then just have them dressed like they were the Peanuts characters, and instead I drew them like the characters themselves as Peanuts and trick-or-treating. Whatever, I like this picture, it's cool. It's like, is that a JoJo reference? Yes, it is. This is also a JoJo reference. Okay, so this one, I debated whether or not I should even do, just because, well, do it this way. Because originally it was supposed to be take your favorite character from a book, or anything really, and put them in a Harry Potter book. Basically, it would be the character and then whatever made up Harry Potter name title that you did. Problem is, in those situations, my usual go-to quote-unquote favorite fictional character or whatever is usually Harry Potter. And I couldn't really come up with a new one. So I was like, okay, if Harry Potter really was still the main person, I'll just add a new person there. So I ended up making the other person. I was like, who could I switch out and it would be interesting? And my literal first thing that I thought came up with was... I am tripping over what I'm saying this whole time. The thing that I ended up coming up with was Harry Potter and the time you thought it was Voldemort, but it was actually me, Dio! So yeah. Candy, Candy Striper Reaper, Candy Reaper, yay. I actually kind of like how this came out because it's sort of this Lilia thing, but the idea was it was a, like a Candy Striper, but it's a Candy Reaper, whatever. And it's got like a candy skull and stuff. It's cute. I like it. Next one was you were supposed to basically draw the lyrics of a song. This is another one I might have misinterpreted. I'm really bad about misinterpreting prompts, and then I look at what everyone else did and they did something like they focused on a different part of the directions that I did, and I look at it and I'm just like, oh. Well, whatever. I still like what I did. Turn your pet into royalty. This is my cat. His name is Gara. We call him Mr. Kitty. He's called Gara for a very good reason, and that's because when he was little, he's a white cat with like a tuft of reddish tan fur, so he's kind of like a toasted marshmallow kitty. But he's got this big tuft on the top of his head, and he was born with these like pale green eyes, and like the area around his eyes was all dark, and I was like, oh my god, it's Gara. So we named him Gara, and no one wanted to call him Gara but me, and everyone just got in the habit of calling him Mr. Kitty. And he's also like a brat who's also like the king of the house. So I was like, I mean, he's already royalty, but I can give him like a crown and a little floofle neck and stuff, make it a little more obvious. Yeah. So in day 30, I think it was like a fictional character, but drawn like they're doing a vine. And I ended up doing Yeet. And the character that I chose to make doing the Yeet was Suna, Sawada Tsunayoshi from Hitman Reborn, and he's throwing the Hitman Reborn. Basically the show is about this kid, and this like little itty bitty hitman shows up and he's like, I'm your home tutor. And then they go up and they're like, what? And so he goes back to his room and he's like, okay, so I told your mom I'm your home tutor, but I'm not tutoring you in school. I'm actually tutoring you because you're going to be a mafia boss. I was hired by the previous boss to turn you into the new one. Also, there's magic and bullshit, and flames. And basically, the reason why he's running around in his underwear with fire on his head is because he gets shot in the face with this special bullet that basically makes you, it's supposed to like remove your limiters, and when that happens, for some reason his clothes blow off, and he does whatever his current regret at that moment is, he does that with his dying will. And so I had him literally throwing away his tutor, like just goodbye, be gone thought, just gone. It's a dumb joke, but I thought it was cute and funny. And I like it. Anyway. And this was the last day. I kind of slacked a little hard on this one just because I was doing the Halloween animation at the exact same time as I was doing this. So I slacked a little on this one. And it was just draw some of your characters doing a Happy Halloween send-off. But these are the characters from my Halloween little animated short in black and white and everything. I actually had to bust out my black and white markers for this one. My Copics, whatever. And that's all of my thing. Yay! I actually really enjoyed this. This was actually the very last piece of paper. I didn't plan that either. I started it and then I didn't realize that I was almost out of paper in my sketchbook, and I literally was like, oh no, am I even going to have enough paper? And I sat there and I counted each one to see if I'd have enough paper, and I had exactly enough if I doubled on each page. And it was after I had decided to double on each page, so I had exactly perfect enough, and I I'm just glad I did. But yeah, I really like that it got me drawing every day, and I'm about to run out of time again. Shit. Okay, bye everybody.